The soldiers of the 71st Separate Jaeger Air Assault Brigade captured Russian servicemen during enemy assault operations in the Vovchansk sector. The corresponding photo was posted by the unit's press service on Facebook. The soldiers managed to capture 6 Russians who were trying to disembark near the positions of the defense forces and capture them. Despite this attempt, one of the soldiers of the 71st Brigade struck an enemy armored personnel carrier with a grenade launcher, and the troops inside began to rush to storm the building where the Jaegers units were located. Holding back the enemy's onslaught, the defenders called for help and continued the battle, which lasted about 3 hours. With the support of the assault group of a friendly unit, they managed to eliminate a significant number of Russians and counterattack the building where the enemy was entrenched. The paratroopers cleared the building and captured 6 Russian invaders. The corresponding video of the battles against the Russians in this area was published by the border guards of the 11th Border Guard Detachment of the 4-Post Brigade. Currently, the Russian army is trying to put pressure on the units of the defense forces in the Kharkiv region, trying to capture Kupiansk, Borivske, Sinkivka, Dvorichna, and exert pressure across the border on the city of Vovchansk. The enemy suffers significant losses due to organized defense in these areas, but due to its numerical superiority, it has some success in advancing. Earlier, Militarny reported that the units of the 3rd Separate Assault Brigade had destroyed 20 units of armored vehicles of the 4th Russian Tank Division. The destruction of the Russian Tank Division's equipment took place on January 9, 2025, during the enemy's attempt to attack the positions of the 3rd Separate Assault Brigade in the Kharkiv region. Due to the quality of preparation for repelling the assault, the enemy's equipment was destroyed by an anti-tank complex before approaching the positions. In addition, the units of the 14th Separate Mechanized Brigade destroyed Russian armored personnel carriers and assault units in the Kupiansk sector. The enemy used 2 armored personnel carriers to conduct the assault, one of which was destroyed while still in motion, before the assaulters could gather. The remnants of Russian infantry that were abandoned and unable to evacuate were eliminated by the brigade's units, and some surrendered. Infantry of the 402nd Separate Rifle Battalion, 66th Mechanized Brigade, eliminate Russian infantry hiding in a bunker after refusing to surrender. As of January 2025, the 66th Mechanized Brigade continues to be actively engaged on the Eastern Front, demonstrating resilience and adaptability in the face of ongoing challenges. President Volodymyr Zelensky acknowledged the brigade's efforts in the Lyman direction, highlighting their resilience and contribution to Ukraine's defense. Ukraine's 8th Special Operation Forces FPV unit destroys Russian vehicles, artillery, and personnel with precision strikes. Ukrainian special forces have embraced drones as a cornerstone of their strategy, leveraging these devices for reconnaissance, precision strikes, and psychological warfare. This innovative use has significantly enhanced their effectiveness against Russian forces, showcasing the role of modern technology in asymmetric warfare. Drones are critical for intelligence gathering. Ukrainian special forces deploy drones to scout enemy positions, track troop movements, and identify high-value targets. This real-time intelligence allows them to conduct precise strikes with minimal collateral damage. Commercial drones, often modified for military purposes, are frequently used due to their availability and adaptability. Striking enemy targets with drones has also become a hallmark of Ukrainian operations. Special Forces units utilize drones equipped with explosives to neutralize enemy personnel, vehicles, and equipment. These low-cost, high-impact strikes have proven particularly effective against Russian artillery positions, command centers, and supply depots. The ability to operate drones deep behind enemy lines has disrupted logistics and eroded the confidence of Russian troops. Psychologically, drones have become a powerful tool. The constant threat of an unseen aerial presence wears down the enemy, forcing them to divert resources to counter drone measures. This tactic shifts the battlefield dynamics, allowing Ukrainian forces to maintain an upper hand. The Ukrainian General Staff reports that it struck Russian radar systems in the Belgorod region. Among the targets were an S-400 radar station of the 568th SAM Regiment, disabled, and a radar unit of the 336th Signal Regiment, equipment damaged. On Russian propaganda state media, Russians still believe they have the best air defense in the world. I responsibly declare, we have the best air defense in the world. There is not one better as of today, and sometimes a drone flies somewhere deep in our rear. That is good, so we get experience in repelling massive raids.
I responsibly declare that we have the best air defense system in the world. And our air defense is the best. Nobody else has it. Not today. And sometimes a drone gets through quite deep somewhere. On one hand, it's even good because we gain experience in repelling massive raids. Because a drone and a cruise missile of any type of deployment are in many ways similar.
Biden admitted he feared an assassination attempt during his 2023 Kyiv visit, not by Putin, but by Ukrainian radicals linked to Russians. I didn't think Putin would dare target the U.S. president.
Everybody can. Look.
I mean, and I meant for security reasons.
No.
The Secret Service could not have been happy the day they heard that.
No, I know. They were very unhappy.
Yeah.
But I didn't think that Putin would dare take out an American president. I was worried, concerned about a radical element within Ukraine that was under the control or working with the Russians might try to do. That's why we went so way out of our way to get the best people to travel on that 10-hour ride in that train. And, but I thought it was important that we demonstrate to the rest of the European leaders, stand up, man. We can stand up and do this. We can prevent this from happening. My concern was if we didn't go, we didn't show up, then who leads? What happens? I didn't think of, by the way.
Europe is buying Russian gas at an unprecedented rate in 2025, spending billions of dollars the Kremlin can use to fund its war in Ukraine just weeks after the end of a major transit agreement raised, hopes the continent may break its dependency on Moscow. Data collected by commodities intelligence firm Kepler and analyzed by Politico reveals that in the first 15 days of 2025, the European Union's 27 countries imported 837,300 metric tons of liquefied natural gas from Russia. That marks a record high, up from the 760,100 tons brought in during the same period last year, fueling concerns that Western nations aren't doing enough to squeeze Russian funds as Moscow's war enters its fourth year. The numbers come after a landmark agreement allowing Russia to pump gas to the EU via pipelines running across Ukraine ended January. One, with Kyiv saying it would not negotiate an extension. That's put more pressure on countries to buy seaborne LNG, delivered by tanker from Russian ports. A handful of countries, including Slovakia and Hungary, were dependent on the Ukraine route for energy supplies and had been pushing for the deal to be renewed, warning they would have to shell out for more expensive LNG if it came to an end. Kremlin-friendly Slovak Prime Minister Robert Fico has even vowed to cut off electricity supplies to Ukraine and slash support for refugees if Kyiv doesn't back down and allow transit to resume. But the cutoff hasn't curbed Europe's broader Russian gas appetite. There is a perfect storm of factors to explain this, according to Charles Kosterous, a senior LNG analyst at Kepler. Anna-Kaisa Itkonen, a spokesperson for the European Commission, said that efforts to squeeze out Moscow's share of coal, oil, and gas imports have already broken Russia's grip on Europe's energy system. However, despite these significant results, Russian energy, particularly gas, is still present in the EU, and gas imports from Russia have increased in 2024, including LNG imports. This gives rise to serious concerns, she acknowledged, pointing to the Commission's plans to produce a roadmap to end Russian energy imports, which is expected in late February.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week, it's 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.